All right, back for another beer review, and today I'm going to be reviewing a beer from Mikkeller Brewing, San Diego, and they're of course out of San Diego, California, and this is their Black Tide. So this is part of their Collab series, and the brewery they're collabing with for this beer is the Finback Brewery out of Queens, New York, and this is a Baltic-style porter brewed with barrel-aged maple syrup. Yeah, side B up. This beer comes in at 9% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, and at the time of review, this beer is pretty freaking old, I think. I'm gonna say this beer is probably, if that's correct, this was probably canned in early March. So you're talking like 5.5 weeks old, or 5.5 weeks, 5.5 months old, but it's a 9% Baltic-style porter. It has barrel-aged maple syrup in it, so hopefully nothing went sideways, but it should be fine. Anyway, I have been sitting on this one for a while. Obviously, there's condensation on it because it's been in my fridge, but this has been out of the fridge for like an hour, so it should be very close to room temperature, if not room temperature, and I can't wait to get into it. So let's crack it open and give it a pour. So you hear a lot about like barrel-aged beers that were aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels. This is brewed with the barrel-aged maple syrup that go in those barrels. So I don't think I've had a beer like this in quite a while. So let's give it a pour. And that's pouring out like motor oil. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that is opaque black. There is, again, this is a 9% Baltic-style porter, but this poured out like an imperial stout. There's absolutely no light getting through that. Yeah, just opaque black, jet black. Has about a 1.5 finger, 2 finger of a dark brown head. And super creamy looking too. Wow, this is a beautiful looking beer. I'll turn it around so you don't see the Upstate logo. Who needs to see the Upstate logo in this review? Nobody. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Let's get a nose. Oh man. Now, you might think I was going to be like, oh man, there's a whole lot of barrel-aged maple syrup here. No, this is chocolate personified. Bittersweet chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, 60% dark chocolate bar, cacao bar, whatever. Oh, it has a lot of sweetness there, but it's like this very rich and deep sweetness to it. Decadent is the word I would use. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get past all the chocolate. There's a little bit of like a roasty malt character, also a little bit of like a coffee roast vibe too. And I guess the way I would put it is that sweetness is probably enhanced by that barrel-aged maple syrup, even though I'm not picking up on the maple syrup itself. This smells like everything that I would want in an imperial porter or an imperial stout or a Baltic porter. Baltic porters, and this is a Baltic-style porter, are basically bigger, rich, robust porters. Most of the time, I believe they use lager yeast, although they can use ale yeast as well. Don't know which one this is using, but yeah, it smells like it's going to be this big, rich, sweet imperial porter, and I love those. So let's get into it. Cheers. That's very, very, ooh, silky smooth. Ooh, I was not expecting that from the nose. So the nose was full on sweetness, rich, decadent, robust. Almost had like a brownie batter vibe. I didn't mention it, but kind of thinking back now, kind of like a brownie batter. Taste is like, it did a 180. It flipped the script, not me. This has a big char character to it. It's almost like deeply roasted malts, borderline like if you had a barrel-aged beer that the barrel was super charred and it just, it brought in all the smoky qualities to it. That's what I'm kind of getting this one. Yeah, lots of smoke, lots of char qualities. That chocolate's there, but now it's like the third or fourth character as opposed to being the #1 star of the show. It's taking a back seat to that char and that smoke. I'm really not picking up on the barrel-aged maple syrup at all. Like I said, in the nose, it may have been enhancing that sweetness, but I'm not getting the actual maple syrup in this one. more of that coffee roast underneath. It's crazy. This is like one of the, like doing a, you know, it's weird. It's weird to me because the nose was so on, there's so full on sweetness, and the taste is the exact opposite of that. It's more bitter and charry, and there's smoke there. And this is like, yeah, this is crazy. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of, like, you know, like I'm over here, but now I'm over here. It's still a good beer. Like, I'm enjoying what the flavors I'm getting in the taste, but it's such a stark difference that from the characters that were in the nose that kind of throwing me for a loop. Body, it's close to full. Yeah, it's like lower side of full body at 9%. That's fine. The actual mouthfeel, based on the looks, I thought it was going to be this like creamy, luscious kind of thing. Has a bit more carbonation than anticipated. It is smooth, but not overly so. It's fine. The body and mouthfeel are fine. I'm just still, I was thrown for a loop here because I thought this was going to be like a nice desserty kind of beer, and it's the exact opposite, which I enjoy. But when you're setting me up for something, and then you just, you know, do a quick left turn, I'm like, oh, what the hell happened? This is what happened. But yeah, as far as the taste goes, just a lot of like barrel char or perceived barrel char, a lot of smokiness, and then you get that chocolate, more of like a dark, bittersweet baker's chocolate, a little bit of coffee roast, and that's pretty much it. No barrel-aged maple syrup to speak of, but, you know, I would have liked, I figured there wouldn't be. I really did. Usually, you kind of know when you get barrel-aged maple syrup or you get beers that are aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels, you don't get a lot of the maple character, so I'm not surprised. I would have liked a little bit, but the fact that I'm not getting any, kind of disappointing, but whatever. As far as writing goes, I'm enjoying this. It's completely different from the nose, as I said, for like about, I don't know, the 57th time this review, but I am enjoying it, so I'm going to give Black Tide from both Mikkeller Brewing San Diego and Finback Brewery. I'm going to give that a solid 4 out of 5. If you like smoky, charry, imperial stouts or porters, this being a Baltic-style porter, give this a go if it's still on the shelves. I picked this up a couple months ago, so it might still be hanging around if you get Mikkeller San Diego. So anyway, that was Black Tide from Mikkeller and Finback, and it gets a 4 out of 5, and it's a pretty good beer. And that's all. That's all I got for you guys. So until next time, cheers. I'm out of here.